to fantasy suite or not to fantasy suite. I think this is a really kind of just difficult dilemma that I find myself faced with on this journey, because as much as I've gotten to know these gentlemen, I fear that if we in private and just together, that the expectation from them will be that it's a sexual and physical situation, and I don't want to feel pressurized. I don't want to feel forced. I don't want to feel like I have to do anything that I don't want to do. So in choosing on whether to fantasy suite or not, I think I'm just following my heart and listening to what my spirit and intuition are saying. And as much as I want to spend private time with all of these guys, I definitely want to first check in with myself and process the day's events or process our whole journey before I put myself in that kind of position. And if something were to happen, how would I feel about that? If something were to happen in a physical sense, I don't know how I'd process that or feel about that. So I just need to be checking in with myself constantly. And on a journey like this, you have to check in with yourself all of the time, because there are decisions that you have to make at the drop of a hat, and you have to trust yourself. And I'm happy with the decisions that I've made so far in terms of the fantasy suite and the whole name fantasy. I'm like, there's no BDSM up in here. What are you talking about? Can we just have some private time and it be without pressure? What foot fetishes? No, we're just chilling. So it's just hard to communicate this to the gentleman and also communicate that to myself and not put that pressure on my own self and take accountability in a moment and be like, look, you are also in charge. Intimacy to me is bodily, of course, but also intellectual and spiritual. And it's always the tiniest things in a moment or in a day that stick with me and come back in my memories and remind me of someone. I really am attracted to people's minds and just who they are, and whatever their beautiful character is wrapped up in, I'm like, bonus. But yeah, I really feed off of people's energies, and I trust them and crave and need honesty and intellect. And intimacy is beyond just touching someone physically, touching their mind, touching their heart, and touching their soul too.